It doesn't matter if you've ever seen Star Wars, no one is immune to the cuteness that is Baby Yoda. Welcome to The Bright Side, a place where we talk about our favorite things. I'm Maddie, and today I'm taking this episode to a galaxy far, far away to discuss one of my oldest fandoms, Star Wars. As of the making of this video, Episode 9 has not been released yet, but there will be spoilers for the rest of the films. You have been warned. Amongst my various fandoms, Star Wars stands out because, unlike other franchises, I actually can't remember my first time watching the films. In fact, I can't remember a time in my life when I didn't know what Star Wars was. I feel like I was born with the knowledge that Darth Vader is Luke's father, and that Jedi Knights and Sith Lords fight each other with lightsabers and the Force. That being said, I wasn't as aware of what the movies were really about until I was around 8 or so. That was when Episode 3 came out, and I can still vividly remember reenacting the scene where Darth Vader finds out that Padme is dead with my friends on the playground during recess. I played the droids that Vader crushed in his despair, in case you were wondering. As time went on, I didn't follow the animated series or the video games, but I grew to love the films more and more. When I heard they were going to make more movies, I was ecstatic. I've enjoyed getting more Star Wars content, and I'm so excited to see the final installment of the saga. There are so many ways to fall in love with Star Wars. There's the films, of course, but then we also have books, TV shows, comics, video games, and even a theme park. And even though certain parts of the franchise aren't officially canon, there's still a continuity between different mediums that make up Star Wars, usually in the form of Easter eggs. But you definitely don't have to keep up with every part of the franchise to understand the individual parts. If you don't get the Easter egg, it won't detract from your experience, but if you do get it, it only adds to your enjoyment. The only base knowledge you really need is the original trilogy, and maybe the prequels, since that's what everything else was built upon. Once you've watched those, the galaxy is yours to discover. The Star Wars galaxy is vast, and since it's been explored through so many different mediums, it's pretty well developed. Every project adds to the lore by introducing new planets, species, cultures, droids, and characters. Some projects give more background on existing characters, while others expand upon aspects that you might not have thought much about before. And with new projects coming out every year, the lore only continues to grow. If you like learning about fictional worlds, Star Wars is a gift that keeps on giving. Name a more iconic theme. I'll wait. Seriously though, the Star Wars opening music is one of the most recognizable themes in cinematic history. And it doesn't stop there. Star Wars is full of amazing music, from the Force theme to the Imperial March to Han and Leia's theme, to newer additions like Rey's theme and the March of the Resistance. The music, or in some cases the absence of it, sets the tone in every movie. Throughout different films, the music remains constant. It's practically its own character, and I really couldn't imagine Star Wars without it. As expansive as this franchise is, it all came from one story. The story of a boy who gets pulled into a daring space adventure and eventually becomes a hero. Episode 4 has a classic structure, with Luke going on a hero's journey that involves becoming a sword-wielding knight and rescuing a princess. But while the story is very rooted in this structure, it still feels fresh and original because it is set in a vibrant fictional galaxy. The characters are also fleshed out and emotionally complex, and they each go on significant journeys throughout the series. Leia isn't just a diplomat, but a rebel fighter. Han learns to believe in something greater than himself, and Luke becomes a powerful hero. And if you watch the new films, the adventure continues. We may not have Han or Luke anymore, but Leia's journey will conclude in the last film. While I am sad it's ending, I'm also happy we got to revisit these characters and their story years after the original trilogy ended. And besides, no one's ever really gone. Tomorrow, I'm going to see Episode 9, and just like that, the Star Wars saga will be over, at least for now. I'm nervous and excited and overwhelmed at the thought of seeing the story end. Between this and Avengers Endgame, I'm gonna be emotionally exhausted going into 2020. I've grown up with Star Wars, I've watched it too many times to count, and it will always have a special place in my heart. But it's a comfort to know that even though the saga is ending, Star Wars will live on in other projects. And on the bright side, we've still got the season finale of The Mandalorian this year. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to see more videos like this.
If you want more nerdy content, head to the Daily Fandom, which is at thedailyfandom.com, where we post everything for fans by fans.